Hello, thanks for joining me. I'm Shana, and I work with women to help restore their inherent self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, so that they are able to finally have sovereign internal authority and live life on their terms. Today, we are continuing on talking about the anatomy of self-esteem. I've done a couple of videos already that have started this off, and I'm really looking forward to going through this today. Oh, sorry, I've got notes. Sorry, I'm just getting them. I had the wrong one in front of me. Today we're going to be looking at self-acceptance. So we've had a look at self-seeking or self-awareness in the last one. And the next one is self-acceptance, which is allowing internal experience without rejection. So self-esteem is a broad term for self-worth, self-respect, self-confidence. It comes as it's our internal interpretation of ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. Before we start, I'm going to set the tone and use my cards here. I'm going to show you. These are some little messages of love by Lucy Cavendish because I love myself. Really sweet. Let's pick one. So I'm a metaphysician and a spiritual life coach. I have a personal passion for self-esteem. I never had it. I never had it. I never had it inherently. I never had it. I especially never had it in social situations. I was not just socially awkward, I had mild social anxiety, I would have called it. Groups, no. Everyone seemed more confident than me, that's for sure. And yeah, speaking up. I hope you can relate to that because this is what I do. That's why I do it. And how I do it is through these videos, but more importantly, through my school community, which is where girls like us all hang out together. We go through the anatomy of self-esteem together. We go through other small challenges like journaling challenge. We go through a digital detox challenge and another couple of surprise challenges that I'm coming up with at the moment. Be there or be square. I'd love to have you in all seriousness. If you're serious about, getting confident, feeling worthy and of value, being empowered, having your own internal authority, come and join us. Come and join us. All right, let's set the tone. I ask for help. I ask for support whenever I need it. I allow myself to receive wise guidance, physical help and kindness wherever I go. Accepting help is loving myself. Wow, that's huge. How many of us do not ask for help? It's only in the last few years that I've started doing that I really have. It leaves you slightly vulnerable. I think that's why we don't do it, as well as, putting on this persona that we don't need help, as well as probably never having had anyone who has helped us. That's certainly a big one. I think a lot of people, Gen Xers, my age especially, back in the day, we raised ourselves. Parents weren't always around. If shit hit the fan, we had to deal with it. We had to fix it, clean it, whatever the case was. So it was very different, but it's also put a very big weight on our shoulders. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. So I have a short course, I suppose you would call it, on the anatomy of self-esteem. It has 6 modules, and basically it is 6 different selves: self-seeking, self-acceptance, self-estimation, self-concept, self-respect, and self-efficacy. These are what makes up self-esteem effectively. This is how we get self-esteem growing up. So a lot of these things, if they've been missed, if they've been, life has happened to us, we have been distorted. This is all out of whack. We don't have it. We never got it. And it's all about restoring our internal authority. So no more looking outside of ourselves for validation, for significance, for approval, any of those things. What I'm going to do is read through a couple of the sections so that you get an idea of what this is about, how it relates to you, and hopefully encourages you to come over to our school platform and be part of our community and really get into this work with us so that you can be the worthwhile, confident, and empowered woman you always wanted to be. All right, let's have a look. Self-acceptance is allowing internal experience without rejection. Wow, that speaks volumes already, doesn't it? Oh, shoot. Okay, all right. We got this, okay. What this self is. Self-acceptance is the capacity to allow internal experience to exist without rejection, suppression, or self-attack. So it's basically saying you can notice all this stuff. So in the previous one, it was about noticing, being aware, noticing your internal talk, your emotions, your feelings, your body impulses, your reactions, all of the things. And this is saying it's okay and allowing you to accept it. Let's keep reading. Psychologically, this self governs emotional permission. After self-seeking establishes the inner experience can be noticed, self-acceptance answers the next essential question. Can what I find be allowed to exist? giving yourself permission, yeah? And giving yourself permission to exist. Oh, that's heavy, guys. Heavy on my heart. That's weighing here, right here on myself. You can't see, sorry. On my solar plexus here, my self-worth, my self-confidence. All right, let's breathe through it. Let's breathe through it. If any of this hits you hard, just breathe with me, yeah? Listen to the rhythm of my voice and just keep breathing. Nice, slow breaths, deep, deep to where I pointed, that area there, your solar plexus. Breathe into that, just below your chest cavity. Breathe into it. All right. Self-acceptance does not mean liking, approving of, agreeing with, or identifying with internal experience. It just is. It just is. Give it permission. Give it permission to exist. Give yourself permission to exist wholly, authentically, independently. Guys, I didn't think just reading this to you was going to hit me so deep. Okay, you with me? All right, let's have a drink. All right. Self-acceptance simply removes opposition to what is already present. This self does not regulate, soothe, heal, or change emotions. Its function is allowance, not improvement. Permission. You're allowing yourself just to feel how you feel, to be who you are. There's nothing wrong with that. And if that was taken away from you, I'm sorry. People just cope the best way they could. And by people, I mean our caregivers, whoever was around us, the ones they thought were doing the right thing by distracting us. All right. Let's have a look. If this self is distorted, how it's commonly shaped. Okay, self-acceptance is shaped by how emotions and inner states were responded to over time. So again, with our behaviors, our belief system, the way we act, our perceptions, all of it, it's all over time. Things don't happen once and we immediately go, oh, well, that must be true. It's like 3 times, the rule of 3, let's call it that. We have at one time, maybe we were told we were stupid. Then we have a second reference point, something that kind of proved it. And it's like, oh, maybe they're right. And then one more, yeah, they were right. And then we take that on as a belief. And we're forever calling ourselves stupid. Yeah? And we're forever upholding that belief. So we need to change these things, and this is the foundation to do it in. Common shaping influences include environments where certain emotions were discouraged or punished. Yeah. You're too sensitive. Yeah. Stop being a crybaby. Yeah. Grow a backbone. Yeah. We've heard it all. We've heard it all. Messages that feelings were too much, inappropriate, or inconvenient. Yep. Social or cultural norms that valued composure over authenticity. Yeah. And you see that in high level society, royal families and such, obviously, excuse me. But those of position and power, they don't want their children embarrassing them. So it's kind of like that. Let's see. Early experiences where acceptance was conditional on emotional control. Yeah. And that can happen not just because of being in public. That can happen for many reasons, because perhaps the caregiver wasn't mentally able to deal with things of that nature, kids being loud, or even, things like that. They could have been on, for some of us, they could have been alcoholics or on drugs of some kind, and therefore they were kind of always hungover, so you had to be quiet. And I'm just putting out, random different situations here, but the world's a busy place and people got shit going on, so a lot of this is very relevant and applicable to all of you out there. So let's keep going, yeah? Let's keep going. Distortions often form as adaptations, like suppressing or minimizing feelings. Yeah? I know plenty of people who do that. Turning frustration or sadness into self-judgment. Yeah, again, because they're not allowed to have those feelings. Not allowed. Believing emotions must be resolved before they are allowed. Suppression, yeah. Confusing acceptance with agreement or endorsement. Yeah, wow, that's confusing acceptance with agreement or endorsement. This is deep, everyone. This is deep. These patterns developed to maintain safety or connection, not because something was wrong. So again, to keep ourselves safe. Our perception of our environment created us to adapt our behaviour to keep us safe, or to feel connected to that caregiver who kept ignoring us or was too busy, was on the whatever the case is. All right, let's have a look at what blocks or undermines this self. Okay, ready? Self-acceptance is commonly undermined by internal rules such as, if I accept this feeling, it will get worse. Absolutely. No one wants to look at their feelings. They'll feel them. They'll get worse if they feel them. It'll just get more intense and they won't be able to handle it. It'll be terrible. Some emotions are unacceptable. Especially if you're thinking that that person you're supposed to love the most, the one who's meant to love you the most, especially if you're thinking, I think they're doing something wrong. I think they're being a little bit narcissistic. I think they're a little bit toxic. I think they keep putting me down all the time. You're hearing it. I know it. I must understand or fix this before it can exist. Yeah. I've done that. That's part of spiritual bypassing. Yeah. It's again the distraction. It's look over there and push that away. Push that away. Distracting ourselves with where's this stem from? How did I get that? Who said it? Where did how going down that rabbit hole distracts us from feeling the feeling. That's hilarious, really. The feeling that we think is just going to get worse and worse and more intense if we feel it. That's not the truth. If we sit in our emotions, I mean, it depends what it is. But honestly, if we sit in our emotions, we actually give it the attention it needs, the awareness it needs, and be thankful for it, just sitting with it, it disappears pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about full-on grief and that sort of thing. That is different. And full-on trauma and that sort of thing, that is different. I'm talking generally speaking. Let's see. Acceptance means weakness or resignation. Yes, because we have to keep fighting it, right? We have to fight it. So if we accept it, that's a sign of weakness. I get that. Relational dynamics can also interfere, especially when emotional expression previously led to conflict or withdrawal. That's interesting. Yeah, emotional expression previously led to conflict or withdrawal. Yeah, and as a smaller child, if someone bigger than you picks conflict or takes away their love, their attention, you'll do whatever you need to rectify that and not have that happen again. Absolutely. Inner states were met with correction rather than permission. A classic example, boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I know we're not boys. Maybe some of us are. Yeah, that's okay. But that gives you the perfect understanding of what this is talking about, right? These blocks are protective responses, not personal shortcomings. Again, this all comes down to protection. What we did to keep ourselves safe, to get the love, attention, emotional needs that we could met by our caregivers. It's how we develop It's being a human. And it's okay. We've done nothing wrong. Nothing is wrong. But if we are tired of not being the person we want to be, then I'm here to help you. And the community is here to help you. So if you'd like to come to the school community, you get a bunch of free stuff. It's awesome. You'll get this free Anatomy of Self-Esteem course. You can go through it yourself. You can join us. We do it in a cohort every month. We can do it together. We can support you as much as you need it. We love you. We're here for you. And I'm going to give you one more card to end. Take this away with you. It's time to change. Can you believe this? Nothing I do is random, by the way. Nothing is coincidental in my world. I'm a metaphysician and a spiritual life coach. Okay, I'm an intuitive architect of identity. And I can tell you this message has come just for you by the divine. And it says, I will be patient with myself. All that is worthwhile takes time to change. And I know I am growing every day. I slow down, appreciate all I have done, and continue on my journey. And my dear, I hope you continue in our community. I love to see you there. Okay, links below. See you next time.